Man, are you confused? You just don't know where to go. You don't know what it means to be a man in this day and age. You just don't know. You're confused. Man, I feel you. I understand. And one of the times I'm going to put out a video where I just rant and rage about this topic. Because it's devastating what's going on with our men today and masculinity today. I'm going to try to keep it calm. Try to get you to think. Try to get you over that hump of maybe, yeah, I'm gonna look for some help. And I might be that guy. Why me? Oh. Because I've been through the battles, dude. Same battles you're going through. Some different, some the same, but the Lord has just led me through some stuff and is allowing me, telling me to put myself out there to help other men, to help you. Help men in their anger. Help men in their failings. Help men in their pride, their selfishness. Help men, in some cases, even restore their marriages and get their kids to love them and respect them. There's all kinds of outcomes that come just from manning up, just from owning your mistakes. And you probably won't get everything back that you've lost, but you will become a better man. I've got several books, several programs, different angles, depending on your situation, that could probably help you. Could deal with these things. Divorced, being divorced, and still loving your wife, and not knowing how to navigate those waters and to become emotionally stable and still stand for your marriage and fight for your marriage and become the man that you need to be in general, the man that God called you to be. And in becoming that man, become attractive again to your wife. I'm always going to be honest about what's going on in my life, and as transparent as I possibly can. My wife still has not come back. And I want that to be an encouragement to men who believe in the sanctity of marriage, who still want to stand for the marriage, who still want to leave that door open for reconciliation. For men who divorce was never an option, and remarriage is not an option. For men who are not looking for another woman. And men who are willing to fight the fight and be single and be the man they need to be, even if it means being single their whole life. Now That's a tough one. You know, we're never going to condone divorce and remarriage in our programs. We're always going to be coming from a biblical standpoint, a King James Bible standpoint, and we're going to speak the truth. We're not going to give you private interpretation. We're going to read the scriptures, and we're going to tell you what it means. And I'm always going to be open. If somebody can really show me that I'm not looking at that right, hey, I'm willing to be corrected. And then on top of all that, the feminization of our men today, the confusion that our culture is putting on men today, the attack that our culture is putting on a masculinity today makes me sick. And you got men out there, listen, you got men out there that are better men than me. You got men out there that make more money than me. You got men out there who have been fighting this fight longer than me. And most of them are not coming from a biblical standpoint. And you can learn some tremendous stuff from these men. But there's a group of men out there that only I'm going to reach. Men that are going to respond to me. And so, yeah, I am absolutely sick and disgusted with what our country, what our world is, excuse me, doing to masculinity. You men are being castrated. You're being emasculated. And it's disgusting, and I'm sure you're fed up with it. It might be coming from your wife. She's probably just as confused. I tell you one thing, whether she'll admit to it or not, she's looking for her man to man up. She's looking for her man to be the provider, to be emotionally stable, to know how to love her and provide for her and be there for her and be the man and be her knight in shining armor. You can come home all covered in grease and still be her knight in shining armor. You quit playing your video games and watching your movies. There's all kinds of things that have just attacked and eroded at our masculinity. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to shoot it straight with you, and you can like it or lump it. You can get mad at me. I'm not for everybody. I may not be for you, but I'm going to show you the truth. And if you're going to argue with me, then I'll just cut you out. I'm not dealing with people that are going to argue with me. We're not putting out help. We are not trying to create debates. Okay? I'm looking for men that know they need help, and there's something I'm saying that is resonating with them, and they want to seek my help and my guidance and the wisdom God has given me through my situation. It ain't up for debate. Now, there might be some questions and things that we can talk through, but I'm going to be straight. I'm going to call you foolish. I'm going to call you an idiot. You know why? Because I had to admit that I was an idiot. Because I had to admit that I was a fool. Because I had to admit that I was full of pride. Because I had to admit I was angry. Because I had to admit I kept blaming my wife for everything. Because I had to admit I quit blaming everybody else. I blamed the churches. I blamed the men, the pastors that lied to me, that backstabbed me. And I'm not making up stories. I have been lied to. I have been lied about. I have been backstabbed by men and friends that I loved deeply. And I let it keep me bitter for a lot of years. By God's grace, He's pulled me out of those pits. And we're still going on. I want to help. I want to help. I'm not at the top. I'm not part of the elite. But I'm somebody that can help you. And there's so much. I mean, I guess I'll end up with this. Things that God has used to help me is learning to pray. Learning to read and study the Bible and put those thoughts in some sort of outline form, how that has helped me. A lot of what I'm going to do is going to help Baptist ministers that have lost their way in the ministry, lost their way in their home. They've lost their wife. Learning to journal, stack, we call it, our feelings, our emotions, and deal with that stuff in private. All the rage, all the anger, the disappointment, the happiness, the highs, the lows, dealing with them, getting them written down, either in pen and paper or through your phone or some kind of app, and dealing with that stuff properly, getting your emotions in check, helping you to not lose that emotion in public because you've dealt with it rightly in private. Getting past that blame game and blaming yourself. Not worrying about what your wife, your kids, your co-workers, your parents, your pastor, your church, your neighbor, whatever has done. You owning you. Poetry. Poetry. I'm telling you, in the last 8 months, I believe it started in March of 23. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 10 months, 9 months. God has put in me, when I'm dealing with this stuff and allowing me to put some stuff down in poetry form. Oh, that's for a bunch of sissies. Well, this program's for you, dude, because we've got to get out of our minds what it means to be manly, what it means to be masculine, and just be real. God made you. He made you a man. He created man. He is the inventor of the man. So he gets to define it. Now, we're going to dive into all that stuff. He made you masculine. And it is a beautiful and wonderful thing. So we got stuff that's going to help you in what I call the 5 pillars of life. 5 pillars of life. That's what I'm calling it right now. It may change. But your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, and your fulfillment. Comment below. I got a free questionnaire to put out there for you. I've got some other free resources, but put your email in the comments. If this is on YouTube, like and subscribe. Comment. You can have my phone number, 970-697-0232, and text me there and see if we can help you. And you can help me, because I'm new getting this content out, putting this stuff out, knowing that God wants me to do this, but not understanding social media, not understanding platforms and funnels. Man, that stuff is boggling my mind. But I have put a program together that will help you. Keep your eyes on Him, and you can win. You can win.